first look at Team Breaker. We haven't seen them on stream yet, and we've been talking about, you know, the talented forgers that we have within our community. One of them is on this team, Unique, who, by the way, if you guys haven't seen his forging streams, they're absolutely amazing. He actually streams, he's up there with me on my times of streaming every single week. He's always in the top 3 of streams, and he always is putting in that work and making incredible maps. He's actually on Team Breaker, which is another, by the way, HS grassroots partner. And then joining Team Breaker, who's from the Latin American community, you have Latin American pros like Lore, Acid, Drift, Magico. Then you have some other ones who I'm still starting to learn a little bit. I think I've seen Rabu Gaming on YouTube a little bit. I think I've seen Axo Dark again a little bit, but I'm excited to know more of them, just like we know they're pros. And I actually heard in my ear, match is started. Let's get right to it.
Hey, we got some shooters over on this Lat AM squad, and honestly, if I had to pick a favorite coming in today's competition, I might have picked a Team Breaker. I think this team has some extremely talented players on it. I'm very much a big fan of a lot of these Lat AMs, and seeing what they're able to do in today's competition is going to be very exciting for me. And Team XLR8, we already saw their stiff competition, right? We got some very good players. Really want to give a shout out to Manny in particular, a pro player for Native Red. I felt like he was making all of the plays for his team in the last couple games. And maybe he can keep that trend going forward and beat Team Breaker, but I think it's going to be a battle of the juggernauts in our round 2.
Well, it is round number 2, and it's going to get even harder, both for Team Breaker and Team XLR8. Mind you, on the other side of the bracket, you also have Team Spiteful, who was able to beat out Red Gear in a game 3, and Team Oath, who 2-0 Team Magic. Only 4 teams remain in the winner's bracket. The rest of them are competing down in the elimination bracket. It's going to continue to get harder and harder. The winner of this going into the winner's bracket finals, we've already seen some amazing big team battle gameplay so far. I can only imagine what's going to happen in the winner's bracket finals. We're going to see meta that you've never seen before. We're going to see game-breaking abilities, game-breaking plays out of both of the teams, and it's gonna be really fun to watch.
Yeah, I think especially with all the different maps and game types that we're going to be seeing today, we're going to see a huge variation in what big team battle means. You're going to see a lot of maps that have like a very heavy vehicle focus. You're going to see a lot of maps that have a very heavy power weapon focus. You're going to see different game types and how they play. Like the flag, it was neck and neck until the very last second our previous round, where as you can see, total control on the other side, it can be a punch in the face if you lose control early on in the game. I love seeing some of the different variations of how BTB is played, and I'm very excited to really, for one of the first times I think on LVT, where we can really highlight and focus in on some of these Latin American players and how talented they are. And honestly, if I have to give my odds, I'm telling you guys, Team Breaker, they're my favorite in today's competition.
You know, we've seen Magico and Drift on the main stage time and time again, but, you know, a lot of people maybe aren't aware too much of Lore and Acid, who are coming in off of 6 Karma back in Charlotte. They actually made it almost all the way through the open bracket, made it to the final round, ended up losing out to, I believe it was Proton Gaming, who advanced forward into championship bracket, but we almost saw another Latin American team in championship bracket on Sunday back in Charlotte, so watch out for Lore and Acid. You may not know about them now or in the past, but you definitely will know about them, especially after this big team battle tournament, as we switch gears over towards Mandy, who was your player to watch out for on Team XLR8.
He took the brute chopper, said, hey, this is my express ride, let me take it all the way to the enemy base, pick this up, and hey, look, his Uber's here, get on in. Hopefully, oh look, it's a shared ride too, Tony. He's got a couple extra passengers in. This flag already coming home for Manny.
I'm not gonna lie, normally I hate shared rides. I'm not a big fan, I'm not a big talker. Like, I wanna just chill out and do my thing. But when my passenger has a gunner, I'm not gonna tell him anything whatsoever, especially if he's gonna defend me from other people shooting me as the first cap goes in for Team XLR8. But mind you, there is another flagpole. It's actually in favor of Team Breaker, countering that pole and almost having it towards their base. Can Team XLR8 stop them from tying things up?
Oh man, he's got the sniper rifle in his hand, and players to take left and right. I always get scared when I see those pro players slow down. and they set up the no scope, Tony. I always feel like that's gonna hit. This one just unfortunately a little bit short. We do see an answer immediately from Team Breaker, but I think we're already seeing the difference of this map compared to the other. You know, players a little bit less familiar with this map, but obviously a lot of routes to get flags home.
And they may be unfamiliar with the map, but one thing I'm seeing is like the level of competition being elevated. Like the fact that we just saw back-to-back captures, one for each team, that quickly within the map just shows that, again, the competition is getting better and better round after round. Team Accelerate will be tested here by Team Breaker, but Team Accelerate, the first ones to pull yet another flag.
That Warhawk put in work. Magico is going to go back, and this is the Rocket Hog.
Double kill.
And well, yeah, it was the Rocket Hog. That player can hit down triple from Manny. You let him get loose, he's going to put you in the blender. Very interesting to see how effective that Rocket Hog was, though. We saw a double kill. The Rocket Hog in this game, not quite as good as other games. And look at this. It's basically a 50-50 divide. You put a line right through the middle of the map. It's going to be whoever can get control the other side that's going to have the first real opportunity.
Man, we call him Z-Manny because he puts the enemy to sleep. You saw that beautiful triple kill that Manny draws coming out of native red. Man, going absolutely off, but now we have space crabs on screen, making sure they avoid as much damage as possible as they look to get closer and closer to their opposition with the heat wave, electing to go right in for the Hydra, forcing the professional player in Drunk to back down and take cover. Team Breaker really starting to push it onto Team Accelerate, get in that base. We do end up seeing a flag being pulled, but once again, it looks like it's Team Accelerate.
They both have the flags out. We're seeing Team Breaker. They're using the Warhog to get this one home, so presumably going to be able to get this one home faster than the other side. Flag getting returned as well. So Team Breaker, I think, ready to take a substantial lead, 2-1 in this game. Team Breaker already finding a lead. It's surprising, to be honest.
Was that a ghost return that we just saw? Are we just gonna ignore the fact that not only did that return come quickly, but we saw a ghost just strafing back and forth? You know, I'm like Butori. I love me some ghost action. If you get me in a ghost, I'm going to left, right. Then the moment you jump up, I'm hitting that boost and I'm running you over. I love some ghost action, and we just saw a ghost return.
Breaker's begging someone to come drive him. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna gun." You see Crab's gonna be able to move in, and here we go. This is the first time we've been on board with the gunner. And you're starting to see Breaker. Anytime you put your Spartan in danger, he's gonna hit it. Now you notice he is a mouse and keyboard player. I will say this is where mouse and keyboard truly has an advantage in Halo. It's on the gunner seat. This thing. Oh no, Tony. Oh no, they're all falling down. Team Accelerate, what can you do? Crabsy's taking over the mantle of responsibility, asking someone, anyone, to get into the back. It's gonna be Drift this time, taking over the gunning responsibilities. But oh my God, you see how powerful the Warhawk can be.
That was Extreme Breaker breaking down the defenses of Team Accelerate. Sometimes your captain has to go in there and lead from the front lines, and that's exactly what Extreme Breaker does. As now we're starting to see a little bit of chaos here, a 2-1 lead for Team Breaker. Accelerate looking to bring the Rockets into play and make this a little bit unfair. The first one not going to connect. Meanwhile, Team Breaker getting slay after slay. The second one is going to destroy that Warthog. Drift and Space Grab obviously angry about this. They're going to go to 2-for-1 play and overwhelm Accelerate as they push right through them. We see yet another pull by Extreme Breaker. It was Team Accelerate that were setting the pace in the first game that we saw here in the tournament. But as of right now, Team Breaker are bringing that same level of intensity and dominance against Team Accelerate.
Now, I like this pull from Breaker. You notice how he's not juggling this fight. He's walking it. He took it into the back of the base, and he's trying to find the safest route. Envor, I think Envor's in trouble. That flag's out, but he's having to take hell of a fight right here. Both players trying to save this flag. Envor backs down for now. Extreme Breaker has made his way, and oh my God, that ghost just melted them. That might be the game-winning play. The ghost breaks down too. The Extreme Breaker's juggling this thing like he's on the World Championship stage to get this one home.
Lure hitting the perfect kill onto Drunk and then putting it to work as well as Lure showing off the bandit rifle skills. It don't matter whether it's a BR or a bandit. The players on Team Breaker are absolute nuisance and are a threat on the map, no matter what weapon enhanced. Drift now pushing up. Looks like there's a player getting right behind them, trying to take that envoy before going down. Almost able to grapple out of that situation. Oh, come on. That's just unfair. That's just unfair. You can't do that. Apparently you can. Team Breaker winning 3-1 thanks to the Ghost boost as they run that flag in. Team Accelerate down in the series for the first time this tournament.
Hey, you know, it looked a little bit nervy for Team Breaker at the start. You know, we saw a flag cap immediately, and it was so coordinated that you thought, wow, Team Accelerate has some strats. But then when it was after this for opening flag grab, it was all Team Breaker from there. I think the Warthog control really was a big difference maker. We saw Breaker himself get on the back of that Warthog and immediately put, I think, like 6 players down with that vehicle, and I think we're going to see that vehicles make a huge difference on the map.
And can we also give a shout out to these professional players? Obviously, these pros have the work. You know, a lot of times during these invitational tournaments, especially in different game types, sometimes the pros, you know, might just over count on their ability to outgun everybody. But I can tell that Manny's been putting in the work in Big Team Battle. The way he was able to just immediately push that flag right off of the starting strat. Look for that Warthog immediately. You talked about some of the plays that he made in the first series as well. It seems like every one of the pro players that are playing within this tournament have been practicing Big Team Battle, really understand the meta, even playing some of these maps that we haven't seen before, and I'm loving every bit of it. Still, Extreme Breaker and Team Breaker taking game number 1 game away from knocking out the juggernaut that is Team Accelerate.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal coordination through and through. We saw the Ghost make a big difference on that last flag. Not only did that Ghost get the double kill, pushing the flag carrier on its way. So honestly, I love the diversity of game choices that we're seeing, right? It's not just, you know, battle rifles or bandits and snipers, right? You're seeing a lot of utility usage with the Ghost, with the Warthog. We've seen the Hydra make a couple impact plays, shock rifle. Like, there's so much on the map that you have to be aware of. Now, on Team Accelerate, I think the next priority is finding those disruptor pistols, right? Finding the Hydras, finding anything that can take down a vehicle, because that's where the huge difference was in that game, was they just were not able to deal with the vehicles on the map.
Yeah, when you gotta go strafing back and forward and securing a return and zoning everybody out, you clearly know you're in trouble. So I'm right there with you. You gotta find a counter to these vehicles and get them out of the hands of Team Breaker, who by the way, I don't know if y'all know, Team Breaker, he be running open lobby customs a lot. So like, I feel like this is kind of Team Breaker's home right here. Like, I feel like he's not gonna allow some newbies to Big Team Battle step into his domain and come in and try to be champions. It's kind of the same thing with Team Accelerate. You have Accelerate and Envoy, who are big Team Battle players, and I feel like they're trying to defend their home turf. I love the fact that we actually have like some of the true Big Team Battle veterans, some of the true Big Team Battle players within this tournament, and there might be a little bit of pride on the line right here between Team Accelerate and Team Breaker.
One thing we did see on the map at the very beginning, it's that vehicle right there on this flag run. It's that Brute Chopper, right? I think the Brute Chopper was very underutilized in this game. So I'll blow it up right there this time, but I think that Brute Chopper, you have to use it as almost a utility tool to deal with the Warthogs, right? That's your hard counter to the Warthogs on the map. One boosted up Brute Chopper can absolutely dismantle a Warthog. All you have to do is ram yourself in. Now, the problem with the Brute Chopper is you're going to be hyper exposed, right? In a very open seat, you can have bandit rifles, BRs take you down. But if you are able to get to that Brute Chopper, take down a Warthog, make sure that thing's on respawn, you're going to have a much better time. And if you can go early, use that Brute Chopper to target those Warthogs and have Warthog control on the map, I think that would make a huge difference for Team Accelerate.
Hopefully we see the better chopper, the Brute Chopper utilization in this game, because the first game we saw only be used by really Manny. The only reason why Manny used it was to boost himself to the other side, just to pull a flag. So yeah, there was definitely a big absence of that vehicle, which definitely could be a hard counter to some of the other vehicles. Hopefully we see Team Accelerate learn from their mistakes here as they're
double together.
We have Team Breaker double Warthog up pushing. I'm loving what I'm seeing. This is Team XLR8 getting in, but the Rockets reign supreme as he takes down that Warthog with multiple members in, and just like that, Team Breaker neutralizing the vehicle push coming out of Team XLR8.
You gotta remember, vehicles, they're gonna be very powerful in this game, but maybe not as powerful as they were in Flag, because this is all about total control, right? So it's not necessarily easier to use a vehicle to get the objective home. And already we're seeing that Team Breaker prioritizing getting Spartans in those hills. And you know, I love the Rocket Hog. I think it's fun. It's not very good against Spartans. I mean, look how many rockets. I had like, what, 4 rockets to take care of it? You know, that ain't no spanker. You know, it took 1 rocket from Wacky to take 2 kills right there. I think you have to use that vehicle more as a disruption tool for other vehicles.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The Rocket Hog is definitely lackluster, and you know, compared to the Rocket Hogs in past, you know, I used to have so much fun with them. In this game, you definitely have to use them as a counter to other vehicles, and when going up against Spartans, I'd rather just hop right out, you know, kind of Tokyo drift my way in, hop out with the Bandit Rifle to get right back in and push forward as the double cap in for Team Breaker, who's getting himself some huge kills right now. Bandit Rifle is so Rag. I definitely a mouse and keyboard player the way he's moving, and let me tell you, well versed with that Bandit Rifle, putting down damage, and even winning some of those damage battles against professional players on the other team. Another player to watch out for is going to be Rag of Team Breaker.
Yeah, Rag was basically gave himself a back smack right there, unfortunately. You know, sometimes when you have the mouse and keyboard, you think you get a kill, you whip around, and suddenly you're giving someone a back.
Extreme Breaker and Axo Dark back-to-back kills. Hold on, that's 4 kills in a row in favor of Team Breaker. We're already holding on to the AB setup. Once they get those slays, you're going to see them start to advance forward and start to take Charlie, which is exactly what happened. First step in here for Breaker. The rest of Team XLR8, though, now coming off a spawn, trying to defend, but almost half has already been captured, and it looks like they're almost done with it, but Team XLR8 at the last second zoning Team Breaker out once again, and now we're seeing not only them defending Charlie, but also attacking Bravo at the same time. Team XLR8 are not done yet.
Yeah, huge counter, and the kills, they're not stopping anytime soon. It's gonna be boom, cleaning up a couple players, and what, they were on their back foot, now looking to surge forward. The kill is still going in their favor. They have a real chance to get towards A and to take the first point on board.
Big double kill by XLR8. Bandit Rifle heat wave combo coming out of Wacky. He was looking to push right up toward the Bravo side, but gets shredded due to the Stalker Rifle of Envoy. And then I want to say Icy coming in right after Envoy takes down that player with the Stalker Rifle, laying down the law with his ghost. And hold on, the hijack is coming in once again. It's Carson Lutz coming in with that hijack, saying, if you want to bring the ghost into play, I'm going to take it right from you and use it against you.
Yeah, that might be a huge blow, because now, you know, not only just taking care of the player and the ghost, but getting the ghost back for themselves, being able to use it might make all the difference. You're starting to see Team Breaker clearly on their back, but all the players back towards A. If they lose a round of slays, this hill will go in favor of Team XLR8 and the first points on board with it.
Double cap still here for Team XLR8. Bandit Rifle really coming to play as it pops up. Manny Druck and Boom getting back-to-back kills. Carson Lutz gonna follow up with it as he grapples onto the Warthog, steals the rockets right from them, but now we see Rabu stealing the Warthog right back from him, and just like that, Team XLR8 take control, as we've seen about 6 or 7 kills in a row going for Team XLR8, who already have Bravo. It looks like they're advancing forward towards Alpha as well. Team XLR8 pushing Team Breaker onto their back foot, pushing them right off the spawn, and this first capture looks like it's going to Team XLR8. Always look forward, never look back.
Now, what I tell you, Manny's an impact player, bro. 2 for him once again, able to get those kills. All that Raga Hawk pushing a player has a little bit of knockback on it. Sometimes they get players out of those powerful positions. First one on board, and now getting ready for those second ones. Ooh, you're seeing a lot more grapple usage to get rid of the vehicles. Another hard counter, and while on board, now he just needs to find himself a Warhog to doze himself into.
Let me tell you something, Gary. I know a thing about the grab board too. It's my favorite equipment in Halo Infinite, and to see it being used against vehicles like we're seeing right now, I'm loving it even more. As Envoy takes control of this chopper gunner once again. Bravo looks like it's about to be taken here. They already have Alpha and Charlie. We see Team Breaker fighting desperately for dear life, and it's not going to be enough. Team Accelerate taking it 2-0 lead against Team Breaker. And hold on, now you're just one cap away from tying up the series. Team Accelerate clearly have woken up.
Oh no! That Warhawk, it might be in trouble. It's time for a hunt. And Pig is on the table. Go get it. Go, go, go. The vehicles.
No.
He's out. You gotta get in there. Get it. Oh, dude, I thought he was gonna jump out and the vehicle was gonna be able to get it. I think maybe if he stayed in, he might have been able to get there, but the gunner does his job and protects his driver from demise. Oh boy, that one was close.
Oh, it almost like, I don't know if that's what you're leading to. Almost like he tried to turn the chopper gunner as it was blowing up. It's like a missile. Like he hops out, and as the chopper gunner explodes, it does damage and kills that Wardog. Would have been absolutely sick. As hold on, Carson loots off the screen, getting himself a ninja drift with the double kill here. As 4 consecutive kills for Team Breaker. They've already taken Alpha and Bravo. They are not rolling over and taking it easy here from Team Accelerate. They are fighting right back as they move in once again for Charlie, and now Team Breaker all up in there, but not able to steal it away. Plus they got to go in once again, but Team Accelerate with the defense.
I can't believe he's alive. Tony, they've had like 4 players with bandits try to take him out from that gunner seat. They weren't able to do so, and it caused massive damage to to their own Warhawk. And now you're starting to see that Team Breaker's getting some huge swings in their favor. Kills going back to Accelerate, but momentum has definitely shifted for the time being.
Team Accelerate still having the lead. We'll say they're gonna swap out some weapons here, demanding the ghost. Excellent shots to the Magico. Target prioritization, gonna switch right to Nade God. Almost comes in and lays down the hammer. But Judge Nade God not gonna be presiding on this court here. Ghost still in action. Axel Dark trying to take Charlie by himself. It's not gonna happen. Extreme Breaker clearing out the Charlie side by himself and even working on it. So far, nobody of Team Accelerate in sight. This might be an easy one coming in out of Active in this Ghost.
Oh, man, a one-man job from Active right there to get the hill, and guys gonna have to find a way. Look at all these players from Team Breaker trying to get through Active. Oh, he didn't think about the camo. Oh no, Active, you're in trouble. Able to take one with him, but losing the Ghost in the process. Huge camo play in order to get that Ghost back in your team's possession.
Let me tell you, it may have been Team Accelerate that have struck first, but man, Team Breaker are fighting back, and I'm loving what I'm seeing out of them. But now, Alpha already changed his hands. It looks like Bravo might be the same here. Team Accelerate looking to take the double cap once again. And then from there, it only be one left, and that's Charlie. And mind you, Team Accelerate already having reticles trained on it. This bridge being controlled by all of Bohm, Manny, and Envoy. They clearly have a plan to take over this Charlie base, and it starts with controlling the bridge. It starts with keeping the pressure on, and once those kills come in, they're going to start advancing forward. Bandit rifle and battle rifle in the hands of Team Accelerate as they look to collapse in for the final time on Charlie.
Oh, this could be a massive flank. Sees one player, doesn't know he's here. Nade God doesn't know. Oh, there we go. 2 players have to swing out to take care of him. Now before Bone was able to get some crucial kills. Here we go. Get it hot. I wonder what's going to be the big difference maker. Like, what weapon is really going to push this team forward? And it seems right now, Active with those rockets, it might just be enough. C's getting captured. Can they get to a hill in time? Just one hill. Oh, no, this is done. We're going to game 3.
Team Breaker started off hot in that game number 1. They look like the more dominant team, but Team Accelerate showing that total control is indeed their game type, and they're gonna steal game 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to an elimination game 3. One more map to decide it all. Who will it be? Team Accelerate or Team Breaker?
For the first time, we're gonna see the classic game type make a appearance. It's going to be Slayer for game 3. First to 100, simple rules for a simple game. And honestly, I have no idea how this is gonna go. It really felt like Flag was all team Breaker, and well, the response from Team XLR8 was emphatic. I really was impressed with both of these teams. I think it's a 50-50 coin flip on who's gonna take game 3, Tony.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen too many big team battle tournaments in my day, but I feel like the Slayer is going to be a little bit slower than what we saw with that Total Control. And obviously, it seems like Team XLR8 thrive within the chaos. They want to up the gameplay. They want to get into the face of their opponents. But I wonder if Breaker, when the game does slow down, will Team Breaker be the ones to have that advantage?
Now, can we go back to that Brute Chopper clip? I think he would have gotten the kill if he did one thing different. I think this is just the lack of BTB experience. And if we get it back, we'll walk through it. But it's just, it's so interesting to see how many counters there are to things on the map. BTB truly, I think, one of the more balanced game modes. Oh, we get a look at some of these slays. Rag with 18, 16 from Breaker, 15 from Magic. Ooh, I wonder who is the big slayer on the other side.
I'll tell you one thing, Rag was killing it. But Drunk and Manny.
I think Manny might be, I think he's going to be the MVP of today's tournament. But Drunk, I mean, look at him, 22 and 12 as well for him.
And you know, I feel like I should expect this from Drunk and Manny. I feel like, you know, they're professional players. This is what they do. It's Rag to me that's been really surprising me. That big 18 kills, only dying 14 times, and every time we have him on screen, he's doing something amazing. Like, I love the fact that, again,
Tony, this is the play I wanted to break. I want to break this down just for a second, right? Because there's this chain where when he's gonna see this Warhawk, and I think that there could have been one difference that was made with this Brute Chopper, I think would have gotten this kill. So eventually we'll see the Warhawk, right? And they go on this chase. We talked about how you could treat this Brute Chopper as like a projectile missile every once in a while. Well, I think we'll eventually get there. But essentially, what can happen is you have to stay in the vehicles. You know what I'm saying? We're getting all this damage in. Eventually coming up over here, we're going to see the Warthog make its first appearance coming up. Stream Breaker's there, and they're like, oh no. Now, right now, the Brute Chopper's weak, right? The Brute Chopper's weak. You have to take care of it. The Gunner's doing a great job. Right now, you have to think, oh no, this is gonna blow up, but you have to stay. If he stays in, look, he hits the vehicle right there. If he stays in the Brute Chopper, I think he gets the kill on that Warhog. All you had to do is stay in. Once you get out, you lose that benefit of the chopper wheels. If he would have just stayed in and hit that thing on his way down, I think he would have gotten the kill.
Sadly, not able to take down that Warthog. Does Envor, but I mean, at the end of the day, they still got the win, and he did so dominantly. A 3-1 win for Team XLR8. So although we weren't able to take down that Warthog eventually, but not able to win that individual battle, it was Envor and Team XLR8 who win the war, which I've been, like I said, impressed by. I've been impressed by him. I'm impressed by Manny and Drunk, but I've also been impressed by Rag, who I haven't heard from until today. We talk about his 18 and 14. We talk about the fact that he also had leading in damage, almost 7,000 damage compared to the rest of the lobby. That is far over anybody. That, like I was saying before, it's Rag that has really impressed me here in this game so far.
Yeah, I think Rag's been really impressive on the side of these Latin Americans. I've been really impressed with the captain, Extreme Breaker. Obviously, he plays a lot of big team battle. He knows it in and out, but I think it's really showing. And I'd love to see him back in that gunner seat once again. I think you have to put your proficient mouse and keyboard players into that back gunner seat, because that's where they truly have an advantage on the map.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's game number 3 of your best of 3 series. One of these teams are going to be advancing forward into the winners bracket finals, and one of them will have to play the rest of the tournament down in the lower bracket. Game 3 is going to be Slayer. First to 100 will take the win. Team Breaker Team Accelerate going up against the winner of Team Spiteful and Team Oath. And so far, this tournament has been so exciting. I've been loving every moment of it so far. But this is the first time we're seeing Slayer on stream. How do you think the Slayer is going to play?
That's the interesting part, right? Because this isn't matchmaking. There's so much on the line. It's almost like, do you get to a certain point? Do you stop pushing? Like, you know, in HCS, we see it all the time where you'll have standstills. But with 12 players, right, it's hard to keep all 12 players in check. I don't know if this is going to be absolute chaos or if it's going to be very controlled and coordinated, making sure that you're not giving up any lanes. I have a feeling that you're going to see your sniper rifles play a little bit more of an impact, but the vehicles are back at it again. Camouflage for Leor as he waits to get towards this grapple to pop it. And now he has, like, you're not really counting on Leor to get kills with this camouflage. I think you depend on him to hijack important vehicles right now. Get that camouflage into a powerful position, find the vehicle that's doing all the damage, and take it away.
Well, as of right now, this camouflage player is also feeding information to the rest of his team,
right
letting
there.
them know exactly where they're coming from. The pings are in, letting them know. First taking down Manny, who's been an all-star for Team Accelerate. That first one goes down. Now the sniper rifle in his hands. Carson Loot's gonna fall as well. So even though that camouflage wasn't used to take down any vehicles, really, it fed information and found out where the defense was coming from, and they were able to break it down, this Team Breaker.
Oh, this might be a huge swing early in the game. They're getting control of the base. Now, I'm not sure if the spawns on this map are dynamic or if they're static. If they are static, we could see a huge swing in this game just because look at how much Breaker's pushing into this base. Finally out of the sniper ammo, but they're not done pushing in. The grapple coming in for Leor, and he's ready to take down some players. Active gonna be the first target. We got a couple hiding from behind. Drunk, that nade's gonna take you down as well. It's a triple for Leor.
Beautifully played by Leor and Team Breaker, and look at that score line, 23-4, as Team Breaker are dominating Team Accelerate. Stalker rifle in the hands of Leor, as the rest of Team Breaker have already cleared out this spawn. Looks like they're trying to work on the next one. This is going to be a crazy spawn trap, and we're already seeing another camouflage come in. This is bad for Team Accelerate.
Right, you have such a lead. I like, okay. I think Magico has the sniper right there, so I think they're trying to get things back for Magico, and we can see right now the only players with kills: Accelerate, Drunk, Carson, Boom, and Manny. I think BZ just got their first kills. The kill feed's starting to light up in blue, but it was a tough start for this Team Accelerate team.
We're starting to see Team Accelerate get some kills on the board here. 14 kills to be exact on board, and Accelerate back-to-back kills to try to alleviate some of that pressure and try to clear a house. The problem is that Team Breaker bounce right back and keep that pressure on you. Beautiful shots coming out of Leor to chase Manny back, and as he's one-shot trying to get his shield back, he's gonna grapple right back in and now challenge another professional player. Lord, do not fear Team Accelerate the way he's grappling in, and almost the 40 kill mark being reached by Team Breaker. Meanwhile, Team Accelerate are struggling just to put 20 on the board.
Accelerate, these two players from Team Accelerate are gonna have a tough time. It's a 3-on-2, and BZ's trying to do all that he can, but it's just a matter of time before you're hunted down in the back of this base. Taking one with, okay, yeah, nice little nade out. And this is the thing, Tony, is we see huge difference in the score, but you gotta realize, like, 24-44, that's like what, 1.5 team wipes. You know, so like when you think about it, there's 12 players on the lobby. If you can get 3, 4, 5 down and then overwhelm with numbers, it's not necessarily crazy to see a 12 kill run.
Yeah, I mean, so far Team Breaker haven't even hit half the score line here, so it's definitely still possible. And you're seeing that as Envor putting Nade God on a montage right there, avoiding the hammer damage, turning around and giving him the business with the bandit rifle. Meanwhile, Accelerate with that Gunner's getting some huge kills, and just like you said, Team Accelerate right back in this game. Team Breaker still haven't crossed that 50-point mark. Meanwhile, Team Accelerate have put on, what, 16 almost uncontested kills as they are fighting back and putting the pressure right back to Team Breaker.
Start to see who's oh my god, Drift has 11 kills for his team. Extreme Breaker with 8. I thought I was gonna connect for sure. Oh, we start to see the damage come through. Sniper. Ooh, okay. Who is this? This is Farsight 360 with the sniper for Team XLR8. He might be. I wonder. You know, hey, I'd take the shots myself too, but you might have to be trying to get that back towards one of your many good yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You have some very good snipers on your team. You might have to be trying to get that over to one. Active is gonna take over the sniping responsibilities for XLR8.
I'm just saying, I would like to see him. I want him to see him at least fire 1 or 2 shots. Like, you know, fire 1 or 2 shots to see what you got, then pass it. You know, like at least give him a turn with it. But Active is one of the better snipers on that mouse and keyboard. He can snap from mid-range, close range, and we're about to see it right then and there. However, Lore with the bandit rifle getting up close and personal. Carson Lutz with the ghost, and even Beezy on the gunner of this Rocket Hog doing as much damage as possible for Team XLR8, which once was a double-digit lead, now down to single digits here with plenty of time left. Team XLR8 are back in the game.
Or obviously you need a gunner over there, Wolf. Who are you gonna find? Someone, please. XLR8 needs to get someone in the Team XLR8 needs a gunner. This guy's like, someone please. There we go. Beezy's gonna take over the gunner responsibilities. Now, I'll say there's one rule for me when I get in a vehicle in big team battle on Halo Infinite. You keep firing and you don't stop moving. You have unlimited fire rate. There's no overheat, so you might as well just rain down the rockets. If you don't have 6% accuracy at the end of the game as your gunner, what are you doing, Tony? You got like, these are free bullets. You might as well just keep firing them.
Well, maybe he's trying to make less noise. You know, that's a lot of noise being created by the rockets and drawing attention to you. So they're trying to get a flank on the very loud Warthog.
I actually really like this because the Rocket Hog not great against Spartans. Now this thing will melt a Spartan like no other, and you're starting to see it put to work. There's 4 players here that are in trouble. The thing is, you just gotta keep moving. Sometimes the kill is gonna get away from you. As a driver, your responsibility is to keep your gunner alive. It doesn't necessarily matter if they get the double or the triple. You always keep playing forward. You do not let players get shots down on your gunner.
Every time I'm in the Warthog, I just like what?
Oh, luckily get to the side seat, punch him down, give him the people's elbow.
Let's go. But the range of that grapple, my gosh, Spider-Man would be proud of that one. And now he's still gonna pick up exactly where he left off, but be careful. This Warthog's about to be on fire, and now it's out of commission. XLR8 getting out right in the nick of time here. Bowman Vandy back-to-back kills, as we did see Team XLR8 take the lead, but now only up by 2 kills, and they're just 20 away from taking the win. This game is going down to the wire.
Okay, I mean, it's so surprising that this game is coming down to the wire because of the lead that we had, but it all comes down, and these vehicles making a huge difference on board. He has the Brute Chopper. You better be careful if you're any sort of vehicle on the map right now. You might come for blood. And you're starting to see there is a clear control of the vehicles right now for Team XLR8 in the end game.
And it's funny because in the game number 1 of this series, it was Team Breaker that was dominating every single one of the vehicles. So clearly they have learned from their mistakes here. But that Ghost trying to get out of dodge. It's already on fire. Get out, Active. You got to stay alive. He's able to do so, avoiding as much missile damage as possible. But eventually the bandit rifle will finish off Active as Team XLR8 take the lead back once again, but only by 1. Tied up at 91 apiece as we move into the end game here. Who will it be? Team Breaker or Team XLR8 going into the winners bracket final?
Oh, this Ghost finds the back of Doc Holiday, and Doc Holiday will find the respawn screen. Look at all of Team XLR8. They're trapped. Druck, he needs to stay alive, goes underneath. Oh no, Druck is not able to. Look at this push from Breaker. They take in the lead. Just 4 more kills, and the Ghost is leading the charge. Tip of the spear, ready to take down anyone. Active, you can't be by yourself. He gets the sniper kill, but it comes at a cost, and this is it. Breaker clutch up 195. It's because of the Ghost in the end game.
The Ghost was on fire. Just a few shots to blow it up, but it didn't matter. He just had